Good morning student, myself Millie Sankla, and in today's session we start with our new chapter, that is losses in prestress, in our subject design of prestress concrete structures. Okay, now first of all, introduction. What is losses in prestress concrete? Okay, in prestress concrete application, the most important variable is our prestress force. Okay, how we apply the prestress and how prestress is transferred from one material to another material, that we already learned in chapter of introduction. Okay, now prestress does not remain constant throughout its period of construction. Okay, that means prestress force is decreased with time. Okay, even during prestressing of tendon and transfer of prestress, there is a drop of prestress from initially applied stress, and reduction of this prestress is nothing but that is the loss of prestress. Okay, what is the definition of prestress? Losses of prestress, that means reduction in force of prestress, that is known as our losses of prestress. Okay, now next, now prestress losses, how that is occur in our structure. Early attempt to produce prestress concrete was not successful because of this losses of prestress. Okay, we already learned that in 19th century we produced prestress concrete structure, but prestress concrete structure is fail after some time because of this losses of prestress. Okay, now prestress losses is nothing but that is the reduction in initially applied prestress to an effective value. When we apply prestress force in particular structure, prestress losses is nothing but it is the reduction of stresses meanwhile time. Okay, now in other words, loss in prestress is the difference between initial prestress and effective prestress. Okay, now what is initial prestress? Initial prestress means the force or the stress that we apply on our structure, and the effective prestress, that mean after losses the stresses that remain in our structure. Okay, that means simply prestress losses is the difference between initial stress that we apply on member, and then after the member resists, the member regain stress, that is our prestress losses. Okay, now losses of prestress is great concern if on our strength of member. Okay, the losses of prestress is great concern on our strength of member, and also significantly affect the member of serviceability. Okay, that we already learned in our design of structure. In serviceability we count concrete, then age of concrete, cracking, camber. Okay, now what is camber? Camber means in highway we study camber is equal to use for drainage purpose, but in definition with respect to structure, camber means it is a built up of curvature structure. Okay, camber means curved surface that we construct in structure. Now the third one, losses of prestress is classified in two types. Okay, losses of prestress is classified in two types. First losses is a short term, or we can say immediate losses. Okay, and in immediate losses occur during prestressing of tendons or transfer of prestress to concrete member. Okay, in first step, first of all we stretch the tendon and we apply prestress to tendon. This is the first short term, or we can say immediate loss. And then after what happen? Transfer of prestress to concrete member. When we stretch the tendons, the one stress from steel transfer to concrete material. At the time the losses will be happen, and this losses count in short term, or we can say immediate losses. Clear? Now the second one is long term or time dependent losses. Okay, we can say long term also, and long term means simply it is depend upon the time. Okay, time dependent losses occur during service life of structure. Okay, service life of structure means this life of structure about 20 or 15 years. Okay, and meanwhile time the losses in prestress concrete is count in a long term losses or time dependent losses. Okay, now immediate losses include, now we classify the different type of losses in immediate and time dependent losses. Immediate means short term losses. In immediate losses, elastic shortening of concrete first. Second one, slippage of anchorage immediately after pre-stressing, because anchorage is fix the tendons. What is the use of anchorage? Okay, we already learned in introduction chapter. The use of anchorage is fix the tendons, one end or both end. Okay, and slip at anchorage immediately after pre-stressing, it is count in a immediate losses or short-term losses. And third one is friction, and friction is occur in post tensioning. Okay, and friction between tendon and tendon duct. Friction is occur between tendon and the duct within tendon is provided. Okay, and second is wobble effect. What is wobble effect? We will discuss in depth at a time of friction loss. Okay, simply you learn that this immediate loss friction is count. Okay, now the second classification is time dependent losses. Okay, and this time dependent losses, first one is creep and shrinkage, that we already learned in concrete chapters. Okay, what is creep and shrinkage, we discuss again. Okay, and second is relaxation of pre-stressing steel. Okay, after we cut the tendon, the steel tendon strand are in relaxation mode, but at that time the stresses is also lost, and here we count the losses of pre-stress due to relaxation of steel or tendons. Okay, now this is the final definition of losses of pre-stress and given image classification of losses. First, initial pre-stress in concrete undergo a gradual reduction with time. What is pre-stress losses? Initial pre-stress concrete undergo gradual reduction with time from stage of transfer to various causes. That is known as loss of pre-stress. That means simply when we apply stress or force to given structure, okay, that is our initial pre-stress in time. After some time, after some period, when losses are occur in our pre-stress structure, okay, and difference between this initial and final, that is known as our losses in pre-stress. And again, losses is classified in two classification. First is immediate losses, second one is time dependent losses. In immediate losses, we counting elastic shortening, friction, anchorage slip. In time dependent, we identify creep, shrinkage, and third one is the relaxation of steel. Okay, now losses in various pre-stressing system. Okay, in introduction we already studied pre-stressing system as a two-part. First one is pre-tensioning and second one is post-tensioning. Okay, what is pre-tensioning, what is post-tensioning, you know that. Okay, now this different type of losses, here we differentiate with pre-tensioning system and post-tensioning system. Okay, elastic shortening will possible in this pre-tensioning, but post-tensioning 90% not possible. Okay, only 10% chance of elastic shortening after so many years. Second, anchorage slip, that possible, not possible in pre-tensioning, and it will be happen in post-tensioning. Again, friction loss, pre-tensioning is not possible, okay, but post-tensioning will be count. Creep and shrinkage of concrete, both, okay, creep and shrinkage will be happen in pre-tensioning also and post-tensioning also. And last one is relaxation of steel, because here we in pre-tensioning and post-tensioning both cases we use the tendons. That means effect of this loss of relaxation is count in pre-tensioning also, count in post-tensioning also. Okay, next one. First, now we start with our theory portion of different type of losses, and also we solve the examples. Now first, losses due to elastic shortening or elastic deformation of concrete. Okay, here our assumption of pre-stress concrete is that we assume that our concrete material is behave like a elastic. Okay, our assumption is that. Now start. First of all, what is AC? AC is equal to area of concrete section. Okay, and second, AP is equal to area of pre-stressing steel. Okay, that is the full form of our word that we use in calculation of losses due to elastic shortening in pre-stressed concrete structure. Then A is equal to, that is our gross area of pre-stressed member. A is equal to summation of concrete cross section area of concrete, and AP is equal to our area of pre-stressing steel that we use in pre-stress member. Now AT is equal to transfer area of pre-stress member. That means after cut the tendons, stress is transferred from steel to concrete, and this area is count in AT. And what is the equation of this area of transfer area of pre-stressing member is equal to concrete area plus m is equal to our modular ratio. Okay, it is the ratio of Young's modulus of two values. Okay, and into multiplication of AP. Now AC is equal to, put here A is equal to AC plus AB. Okay, if I am making subject as a AC is equal to A minus AP. Simply put this here. Now after put the value of AC is equal to A minus AP, final value of this transferred area of pre-stressing member is equal to A plus M minus 1 AP, area of pre-stressing steel, and A is equal to our gross area of concrete, pre-stressing concrete plus pre-stressing steel. M is equal to modular ratio, and modular ratio is the ratio of modular of elasticity of two material. Okay, now the next one. Okay, now here the figure of our pre-stressing cross section. Okay, rectangle section is considered. Now first one is area, gross area of concrete plus pre-stressing steel. Here this one is the area of concrete plus here a hollow circle, and this one is our solid circle, that means pre-stressing steel. Okay, and AT means after stretching the tendons and then after release the tendons, this one is the transfer stage of stresses from one material to another material, and this line represent the steel portion. Okay, this one is our RCC pre-stressed concrete block, and M is equal to modular ratio, that is ratio of modular of elasticity of pre-stressed steel to concrete, and EC is equal to short term elastic modulus of concrete, and EP is equal to elastic modulus of steel, and we know the unit of this elasticity, that is Newton per mm square, both material. Okay, now okay, here I take a two figure of, this one is the figure of box girder and this one is the eye girder. This box girder is used in box culvert, underpass. When we construct the underpass type of structure below the railway track, okay, here we use this type of box girder, and eye girder, maximum construction we use this type of eye girders. Now again, second to what is CGS? CGS is equal to centered of concrete, because when we construct any type of structure, center of gravity is the most important term for stability of any type of structure. If we construct the structure without CG, it will be chances of collapse or instability of structure. So here first one, every structure has a defined CG. Now CGS is equal to centroid of concrete, CGC is equal to centroid of concrete, and CGS is equal to centroid of pre-stressing steel. I is equal to moment of inertia of pre-stress member. I is equal to moment of inertia of pre-stress member. IT is equal to moment of inertia of transferred section. That means this I is equal to first condition, moment of inertia of first condition, and second after transferring the stress, IT. Okay, this one is the moment of inertia of after transfer the stress from one material to another material. Now what is E? E is no eccentricity. Now here, according to this box girder, this image of this box girder, what is E? Eccentricity E is the difference between CGS, centroid of concrete, to centroid of pre-stressing steel. Now when I take eccentricity as positive and when I take eccentricity as negative, if our CGS, centroid of pre-stressing steel, is downward centroid of concrete, then our eccentricity is positive. Okay, in example, please take care. When our centroid of pre-stressing steel is down centroid of concrete, eccentricity will be positive. Okay, and our centroid of pre-stressing steel is upward from respect to concrete, then we will take negative. Okay, at time of example. Please take care. Now the next one, load variable. Okay, this whole process we done to finalize the equation of losses of pre-stress due to elastic shortening. Okay, now what is PI? PI is equal to initial pre-stress force that we apply on tendons. This force will be applied to tendon by jack. Clear? Now what is P0? PO is equal to pre-stressing force after immediate losses. Okay, this is the pre-stressing force after immediate losses. That means this reduced value pre-stressing force after elastic shortening, anchor slip and losses due to friction. Okay, how this immediate losses happen in this pre-stress member? Okay, that we understand. PE is equal to effective pre-stress force after time dependent losses. First PI, that we initial pre-stressing force that we apply on tendons. P0 means pre-stressing force after immediate losses, and this immediate losses will be elastic shortening. Second one is anchor slip and friction. And PE is equal to effective pre-stress force that will be remain in our pre-stress member after a long time, and in long duration time our pre-stress losses we count creep, shrinkage and relaxation of steel. Okay, this three is the very important term, please remember. Now delta FP is equal to elastic shortening loss qualified by drop in pre-stress. Delta FP means loss of pre-stress due to elastic shortening, and delta epsilon P is equal to change in strain in tendons. That means the change in dimension in strain. Okay, change in dimension in tendons, it is known as delta epsilon P, and this epsilon C is equal to strain in concrete. Okay, now here the final equation of losses in pre-stress due to our elastic shortening is equal to Young's modulus of pre-stressing steel into strain into our pre-stressing steel. Okay, now Young's modulus of pre-stressing steel, here our strain in epsilon P similar to epsilon C, because ultimately our stress of this tendon is transferred into concrete. So here for simplification of equation, count epsilon P is equal to epsilon C, because ultimately our pre-stress concrete member is subjected to compressive forces. Now what is epsilon C? Epsilon C is equal to ratio of stress to strain, because Young's modulus is equal to ratio of stress to strain. Okay, and if I make a subject as a strain, then strain is equal to stress divided by Young's modulus. Now guys, what is EP by EC? EP by EC is nothing but that is the ratio of two modulus of elasticity of two material, and ultimately it is our modular ratio. So finally the loss of pre-stress due to elastic shortening is equal to MFC. Here we derive the equation of delta FP is equal to MFC. Okay, now today's session we stop here. Okay, we discuss about the losses. Losses is nothing but it is the difference between initial pre-stressing volume and the pre-stress that is remain in our pre-stress member. Okay, and losses classify in two types. First is time dependent, okay, and immediate losses. In immediate losses we count 3 losses, and remaining one counting in our time dependent losses. Okay, just now we stop here. In next session we start with example of elastic shortening, losses due to elastic shortening. Okay.